Hello, 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 welcome to Illusion Fox Gaming. Today we are doing the level 80 Shadowbringers tank role quest to have loved and lost. Soul Ool is eager to hear what Granson has to say. Granson, I've given you ample time to consider the path that has brought you here, and where it invariably leads all who walk it. I didn't know what to do after I lost Melinda. How to mourn her or how to live. I felt that if I put it all on Dakaiasine, put everything into the hunt, that at least I wouldn't have to think about myself or what comes next. I wanted to hollow myself out and fill up that hole with hate. Forget who I was, and irony of ironies, it's just what the poor bastard tried to do to himself a century ago. Too, isn't it? Hard men making hard choices. What rot. You're right. I don't need the hate. I never did. I'll finish it for Melinda and for Branden, and then I'll move on. Move on, you say? I can't live off hate. Should have made it this far, frankly, and the more I try to reach for it, the more I find sorrow, pity. Curse not fate, but mourn her victims. Remember the dead as they lived. Aye, something like that. Reckon they would agree, and Melinda if she were here. Probably slapped me a dozen times and called me a bloody fool for acting the way I have. Might even think about doing that in her stead, eh? Apologies for treating you with such disrespect before, Soul. I'd like to claim I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me all this time. But I'm still getting my head around it. Recognizing your faults is the first and most important step. I'll tell you what I know of the claws of Orthus. The ring, together with the bracelet and the choker, were three relics passed down through the royal family over generations, signifying the owner's rights to rule. Princess Saldia was the last of her line, and after her death, they were stored in a sanctuary for safekeeping. However, a year ago, a band of thieves learned of its existence. The ones who stole the fangs and eyes of Orthus. Yes, the relics were concealed with magical wards. I can presume that once they were spirited away, Dakaiasine was then able to sense their presence. Even in death, a slave to duty, you said. You'd think he pursued the thieves out of an instinctive loyalty to his princess. That I do. After all, he was content to leave them be so long as they remained hidden. Only two of the three were taken, then the third is still... Claim the claws of Orthus, and he will surely come for you, yes. Tim Gias is where you must go. Once you arrive at the place I marked on your map, cast this powder into the air. The glamour will fade, and you'll see the chest with the ring. The rest is up to you. Thank you, Soul. I promise we will bring your friend peace. With me, sinner. And may you find peace as well, child. And because of where it's at, it doesn't really have a good spot to actually try and teleport and fly from. How disappointing. This must be the claws of Orthus. All that's left is decide when and where we want to confront the Eater. Or we could deal with it here and now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hey there, old man. I don't know you, and you don't know me. But I know your story, and I know this isn't you. I know that if Lady Saldia was here, she'd say the same thing. It'll all be over soon, I promise you. There we go. It's like, come on. God damn it. How much more could you have? Demeter, let him go. He's not your bloody puppet. Finally. You watching, Melinda? Now and ever after, my Lady Sodia, my sword is yours to command. Branden, he's still in there? I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice. Wait, is he trapped in the memory still? You're wrong, Branden. That's not what she would want. Let go of your anger. Let go of her. That'd make me lesser in your eyes, wouldn't it? To shoulder a burden that need not be mine. No, I will not forsake compassion, love. I will not dishonor your memory. Oh, my Lady Saldia. He's gone. And with that, the three treasures of the royal family are reunited. Now we just gotta find a place to stick them so that no scavenger ever stumbles upon them again. Things we can do with the princess or knight, am I right? So we'll have some ideas. Let's head back to Plaini. It is done. Branden has been laid to rest. You saw us when we arrived. Do you really have to ask? No, I suppose not. Oh, my dear friend, I pray you have found peace. And what of you, Granson? Has the turmoil in your heart subsided at last? I suppose so. Though, to be honest, it felt like I made my peace with him before we even fought. Because you finally saw him for what he was, and accept the truth then to your heart. The battle was but an afterthought. Easy for you to say. You didn't have to cross blades with the bloke. By the way, I've brought you some gifts. The 3 royal relics of Voeburt. Then Branden was safeguarding both the bracelet and the choker. Now it's your turn to look after the whole lot. That's what Lady Saldia and her knight would have wanted, I reckon. Yes, of course. That their souls may sleep soundly forevermore, we shall enshrine these relics for all eternity. Now that that's settled, I suppose we should be on our way. There's a detour I'll have to take, but afterwards I'd like to speak with you back at the usual spot in the Crystarium. Be well, Sul. The other one's a bright life ahead of him. If you can find the strength to overcome such terrible tragedy, but he did. As have you, on no few occasions, I am sure. It's been a pleasure. Do visit me should you ever yearn to hear an old fool prattle on and on. Well, let's go talk to him here. Well met, Sinner. Glad to see you made it back safe and sound. I returned to where it all began. I can't help but think back to when I first came here. Thinking only of Dakaya's sign and my revenge. I was so wrapped up in my own personal affairs, I didn't realize I was only pushing others away. Gleiner was the only one who saw through the facade. He perceptive one, I. Took one look at me when I got back and broke into a smile. But enough about him. I've yet to thank you properly. I owe so much for sticking with me to the end. Good question. Can't say I feel at home here or in Right or anywhere else. So I spent some time on the road. I may not be as skilled a fighter as you, but I reckon I'm better than most. There's always someone in need of a reliable sword hand. Melinda would want me to use my talents for a noble purpose, and helping folks in need fits the bill. Hells, isn't that what Branden and his comrades wound up doing in the end? So let's not call it a goodbye. Let's just say, until the next hunt. Wheresoever you go, may you find shade, Sinner. A lot of promise in his life now, I feel like. Or at least I hope so. But that ends that quest line there. Thank you for joining us here today for this little video here on YouTube. Hopefully we'll see you again either for another video here on YouTube or maybe one of our many streams over on Twitch at the same channel name. Till then, though, I wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful rest of your afternoon.